So how do you build a brand with business and income potential from social media networks? We're joined from our Cape Town studio by Kirsten Dewar, the Managing Director of Platinum Seed. Kirsten, welcome to Morning News today. Thank you so much for your time.
Morning. Cool, thanks so much for having me.
Kirsten, let's talk about, obviously gone are the days of just sort of innocently tweeting or taking a picture and just happening to trend because people just really liked what you put up. People are creating businesses out of their social media platforms. What should one be thinking of when trying to actually do this and make a living out of it, essentially?
I think for me what's really important, and there's two things that we need to focus on. I think as an influencer, you're creating your own brand. So you need to define your brand, what it means, what it stands for, and the values, and then go back to that when creating your content.
Mm-hmm. Now, Kirsten, I'm interested in the South African context specifically. What's the real potential to make a good living? Number one, to partner up with brands to get paid to tweet, for instance, or to post. Is it really as lucrative as it seems to be from the outside?
Absolutely. And I think it's so exciting. I think it's exciting from brands' point of view, and I think it's so exciting for influencers. I think the landscape has definitely changed. The days of brands partnering with just big brand names that they can stick on their billboards has definitely changed. Brands are wanting to connect with micro-influencers, and I think the value in that is that brands are listening to their consumers. They're understanding their consumers more than maybe they have previously. And being able to connect with micro-influencers gives them direct access to targeted audiences. And I think it's a beautiful opportunity for people to create beautiful stories that are credible. And I think for me, I go back always to being credible and great storytelling. I think South Africans are so interested in beautiful stories. And as an influencer, if you can provide the platform to make beautiful stories and content for brands, there's massive opportunity.
Now, you mentioned the fact that brands are interested in not just the megastars, the big names that they can paste their logo onto, and they are looking for those micro influencers, for instance, or those community influencers. For those people who need to educate themselves. For instance, if you're a parent of a youngster who thinks that when they leave high school they're going to be an influencer or they're going to do something online, and you don't quite understand this, what is a micro influencer to begin with, or a community influencer? And then also just maybe elaborate a little bit on why brands have pulled away from traditional advertising, for instance, and have taken their money to digital platforms.
I think definitely. I think if I had a child who then said to me, look, I'm going to drop out of school and be a micro-influencer, I'd be like, okay, what does that mean? But I think that people need to take it seriously. Again, I said, if you're a micro-influencer, you are a brand. And if you need to make a brand, and you need to be credible, because I think that's really where the opportunities lie. If you provide brands with the opportunity to tell credible stories, that's really going to be what works. I think if we look at brands, I think, are understanding their consumers more now. There's so much noise on social media. There's brands telling you what to do, what to think, what to wear, how to feel. But brands that are breaking through are brands that are telling stories with people who are credible. And if we look at this water challenge with Woolies, it broke through because it was funny. It was a really good story. Those guys understood what they wanted to say, and essentially they took a perception of a Woolies consumer and made a story about it that was really funny. So I think if you understand what it is you want to say and what you stand for, and then you can connect with brands who have shared values, I think those stories are going to be very valuable.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciated getting those insights from you. And that's our guest, Managing Director of Platinum Seed, Kirsten Dewar.